Thank you for the like, whoever that is. Sorry about the restart, but yeah. Thought I'd start up a new one. I'm gonna probably do some exercise. Yeah, hello, I am back gaming, welcome back. So I'll probably, do some, I'm gonna do lower body, I think, tonight. I might superset squats and leg curls tonight. Hello Anton, good to see you again. How are you doing? Welcome in. So I think I'm gonna superset squats and leg curls. Yeah. So where are you from again, Vance? You say it was in the States, isn't it? But yeah, Anton's cool. He's been my mod for a long time, so yeah. In fact, he's probably been a mod for about a year at this point, actually. So yeah, he's pretty much here like every day when he can make it. But yeah. So oh yeah, from Romania. Oh really? I thought for some reason you was an American. Because you were talking about like alimony and all that, and it was like, because in this country I think we call it child support, but yeah, I don't know, for some reason yeah. It's like Transylvania. That's when Pennsylvania's had a sex change. Yeah. Hello, Scooter. How you doing? Hope you're well. Good to see you tonight. Yes, each country calls it differently, right? Yeah, well, you mean like alimony and all that thing? Yeah, like it's like America's got different words for everything. Like they say things differently. Like they'll say, what is it? Instead of, we would say mobile phone, and they would say cell phone, for example. As an example. But you were saying about you do like work a lot, so you're going to be getting a lot of movement, are you, through your work? Not your first language, right? Fair enough. Yeah, so that might explain why certain things might sound a bit American. So I know like alimony, it sounds like that's like an American way of saying it. We started to adopt some of the things as well. Hello, Tim. Oh, really? Text one to no one. I'm making pizza for a living. Oh, really? Pizza. Oh, yeah, what's your favourite kind of pizza then? Hi, Arvind. How you doing? Welcome to my live. Do you support astronauts and their right to vote in federal elections? Why? It's a bit random. I think astronauts are great people. I love to see Elon Musk go to space. I'd love to see him go to Mars. I think he would. I think it would save the world. We go colonize Mars. Yeah, it's random because it's fake accounts. Oh yeah, pretty much. Yeah. How are we doing, everybody? Hope you're all doing well tonight. Make sure you subscribe if you're here and like the live. Fake accounts, like fake news. It's terrible people. Lots of terrible people. Not fake. I'm just You're dumb. You're not as dumb as those people trying to come across the border, the southern border. Those people are dumber. Oh yeah, Dumb and Dumber, great movie. Love Dumb and Dumber. Love Jim Carrey, great guy. He's a tremendous guy. Gotta tell you, it's a. Hello, Susanna. What's up? Hi, Eduardo. How you doing? Actually, thought you were. Oh yeah. Okay. Whatever. Yeah, I hope everyone's well. Even my haters, I hope they're all doing well. You know, we've got to show the haters love. There's this whole thing of turn the other cheek, and I think maybe there is something to that. That when you show them love, it then kind of confuses them because they're like, I was expecting hate and abuse back, but yeah, anyway. There's more going. It's I think that what are you talking about? The Chinese virus. China bad. Those dirty Chinese people. Those wet markets are terrible, dirty, filthy. Anyway, I hope everyone's doing well tonight. Filthy, but like my wife, she can get real filthy with me. You know, we got real filthy together. Where you should see our tapes. You know, we got great tapes. We got tremendous tapes. We like to film our business. You know, but we sell it on the on the interweb. I don't know. Anyway, what am I doing? Hope you've all had a blessed day anyway. I was thinking about whether to go off for a bit and pop in on Jace's live. He's gone live now, so in a Donny voice, I thought the monkeypox virus was just people from Atlanta. Kung Fu, the Chinese virus. Yeah. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, Donald Duck. I mean, Donald Trump. What do you think about Utes that do hard food? What do you mean Utes? What are you talking about? Oh, Vamps is still there. Cool. But yeah, Jesse's going live with Jace. on Sunday. So yeah, I should be watching that. Should be pretty cool. I don't know. I think they're like probably going to be doing a workout together or something, and it'd be cool to see what happens. I don't know if they're doing a workout together or they're going to be like interviewing, or I don't know how it's going, but yeah, that should help him get more subscribers. Brothers doing flake or fizzing up on me. What are you talking about, James? I don't know what you're talking about here. I don't know if you're just trying to mess around or something, but yeah, so I was going to do some of the squats. So yeah, I'll get into that in a minute. So any more questions, guys, put them in the chat. Yeah. Fake people! Lots of fake people! Alright, yeah. We're not talking about that shit in here, James. No, I don't feel overtrained, no. No, I don't at all. Like, if I feel overtrained, then I'm just gonna not go. You gotta go by feel, haven't you? You know, if you feel like you're going too hard, then you gotta take a step back. But I tend not to usually go to the point where I'll feel like that, because then I'm just gonna feel groggy and not want to do anything. So try to find that balance where you still have some in the tank. So that's my advice on that, because I don't see the point in just trying to train so hard that for the next 2 days you just don't feel like doing anything. So you're speaking in like Spanish or something? Isn't Romanian a little bit like, I've heard it's like a Latin, sort of like, they call it romantic languages, or like derived from Latin or something. Hello, Dwight, how you doing? Yeah, don't want to wear yourself out. Yeah, exactly. There's just no point. It's not really gonna do you any good, is it? So you get the people who just do set after set after set, but most of your progress is gonna be gained from like the first kind of 2 or 3 sets, really, if you go hard enough. And even, you know, if you go like to failure, you can do a lot just with 1 set. If you, some people, what they'll do is they'll train to failure, and then beyond they'll train like half reps at the end, and then quarter reps. They'll, like, for example, they do the lat pull downs or the pull ups and whatever, and they'll just, as they get into failure, they'll just kind of do half reps or something like that. So yeah, so I'm doing these half rep squats because they can actually be quite effective. It's about kind of maintaining to the tension where you want it. So you might be thinking, this is a bit weird, I'm in freaking jeans doing this. It's like, so what, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna do some of these leg curls now.
And then the other side. What we're saying, people from Romania, yes, you're right, I can read and understand Spanish because it's a Latin-based language like Romanian. Yeah, it's quite surprising because you'd think, because Romania is like Eastern Europe, so it doesn't have anything to do with like the Balkan or, like kind of those sort of languages, really. Yeah, it's nothing like, say, Ukrainian or anything that. Hungarian's a bit different as well, isn't it? I think from what I remember, and yeah, some languages have some differences. Like, I mean, they all have some differences, but I mean, a lot of the Eastern European languages seem to have a certain kind of theme to them, like they're, yeah, not a European map right now, but I know like Romania's like sort of more to the east of Europe. It has a border with Ukraine and some other countries. I know it's next to Moldova. So about the root language and the influences they were under. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, English language is like, it's just not even its own language at all. It's like so many different languages in it. A lot of German, a lot of like Latin influences, a lot of, depends on like, so you had a lot of like invasion of different countries and stuff like that. So a lot of it comes down to that really. But yeah, I'm gonna just do a few more of those squats. I'm gonna try some like really slow reps like this. And then towards the end we'll do some fast ones. Ah. What is everybody saying? Hello, Emilio. How you doing? The original Romanian tribe. Trusty, later Dasi, run the Roman Empire for a long time. Oh, really? Yeah, well, that makes sense. Yeah. That's where they get the romantic language from. It's gonna take me jacket's getting a bit warm now. Yeah, Vance is Romanian, yeah. Anton, you still there? But yeah, Abby's not here tonight. She's away doing some bowling. I'm actually going bowling on Monday. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Got some, bowling trip planned for Monday. I quite like bowling actually. I think it's a good like social kind of game, I suppose, isn't it? It's pretty kind of like casual. Yeah. Hope everyone's had a good day today. Share the live if you can. Subscribe if you're new here. Emilio, Ruth, Bill, Olsen, bro, hi. Welcome in. Yes, I'm a Romanian citizen of Hungarian ethnicity. Oh yeah. Oh really? Yeah, there's some joke about that they have food shortages there, that they're always hungry. I don't know. It's stupid, but yeah. Yeah, I don't understand any of that, but anyway. Hope you've all had a good day today. Time we're on 23 minutes past 9. Yeah. I thought, oh yeah, Jason was like 41 minutes. All right, yeah. So he didn't do like a long one tonight. Yeah, what's up, everybody? Hope you've all had a blessed day. So I'm going to try and get some more videos out. Anyone got any ideas for like videos that they would like me to make? Stuff about like certain topics that you'd like me to talk about? Maybe you've got some ideas. So I did one earlier on the OF creator who got ran through by 100 guys in one day. It's just crazy stuff. And she now wants to like do 1,000 in a day. Like how are they all gonna come in that amount of time? So that means it's like one every like 1 minute something, because 24 hours divided by 1,000, that's like work it out, you know. It's like 1 minute something. So are they going to be able to like come that quickly or something? I mean, I guess she's not like bad looking or anything, but yeah, she's got a nice body, but like it's just kind of gross what she's doing. Like she's just selling herself out for like Romania is like the greatest place ever because they ain't got taxes here. They ain't got. In fact, I'm going to do my. I'm going into my tape mold now. So yeah. All right, bear with me a second, guys. Yeah. All right, here we go. What's up, everybody? It's Top G here, and I've got another pump and dump crypto scam. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said that because now they all know that I'm a scammer. I'm a
I'm the top G. You better buy the real world if you want to get out the matrix. If you want to buy a Bugatti. If you ain't got a Bugatti, you're broke. You're a brokey. You're part of the matrix. If you ain't got a Bugatti, you're part of the matrix. You're a cog in the machine. And I'm Morpheus. And I'm trying to help you out. But you gotta pay me $50 a month to learn things that you would probably learn in a few minutes of a Google search. Or just look in a textbook. Yeah. Yeah, how are we doing, people? I don't know what you're saying, Susanna. Oh yeah, Andrew Tate lives in Romania. Oh yeah, hello fellows, yeah, how you doing? What are you saying, Vance? So what's your thoughts on Andrew Tate then? I think Andrew Tate is a great guy. I think he makes a lot of great points. I think he's as long as he votes for me, then I got nothing bad to say about him. He's a tremendous guy. Oh yeah. Yeah, I hope they deport him. Yeah. Well, he's very welcome to come to America. Now that I'm the president, he can come and. Oh yeah, Yogi, what's up, Yogi? Yeah. You went live earlier, didn't you? Yeah, how was that? I was just doing my my top G impersonation. Yeah, all these like liberal wokies are like, they hate me because I dismantled the matrix, and the liberal woke people are part of the matrix. Because you don't see any liberals driving around in Bugattis, do you? They ain't driving in Bugattis. What color is your Bugatti? You're broke. You're poor. I believe that there should be balance in everything. Andrew Tate is a natural result for all the toxic women out there. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. Yeah, I think that's pretty based. I would say, like, because that's right. That because a lot of men are just kind of feeling lost and feeling, disenfranchised. They're not like the left has kind of betrayed them. Like, they don't feel like the left is actually like looking out for men, even though they're supposed to all be about looking out for each other. But yet they've kind of just said, oh well, men just kind of, to speak out and about your problems and all that. But oftentimes that doesn't actually help them. Oftentimes it just and sometimes it can even make things worse, because what happens is, because I've had a change of opinion on this, because what can happen when a lot of guys, they open up about their feelings, is that it just keeps on making them relive all these things in their head over and over. It's like it's kind of like creating more trauma in their head. I know that might be a bit of an overused term nowadays, but I don't know what else to say, but just kind of these negative thoughts, like the rumination. And I think that it should be about trying to get you into like positive action. And because if there's something going on in your head, if there's nothing you can do about it, what is the point in trying to keep going over it? It's about learning to accept what you can't control and just not focusing on that. Focus on things that are within your control. like becoming more successful, getting healthier. So it's just focus on what's within your control, not what's not within your control. But yeah, there's a lot of young men that are not actually, really stepping up and really kind of being like proper men. And to be honest, I think a lot of it is because you could say that, because of the way society's set up now, that you don't have to grow up so fast. At one time, men used to be very responsible because from the age of, say, 14, 15 years old, sometimes even younger, they'd be out working every day. They'd be working in coal mines, they'd be working in some pretty hostile environments a lot of the time, like especially in winter time, and there'd be there'd be really bad conditions, and I've heard some like horrible stuff had happened like in some of the bad winters that they used to get, and they would not be able to just go home. They had to just put up with it, because if they didn't go into work that day, they wouldn't get paid. Like they couldn't just ring in sick or whatever. And so, but the thing is though, they had purpose because they would come home to a family that loved them. Whereas nowadays, a lot of men are just feeling like, well, what's the point? I might as well just play video games all day, because I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. If video games are taking over your life, then you have issues and you need to work on that. But I can see why a lot of men have become quite kind of just give up on society, just drop out of society entirely, and just give up on the idea of dating, give up on the idea of working your way up the career ladder, because in this day and age it has become difficult. A lot even can't even get through the interview stage or anything. They just kind of, or even get to the interview stage, let alone get through that. Like a lot of people just like, you know what, I'll just try and just DOS and just escape from reality. But it's just sad. So then you get people like that come along like Andrew Tate, then it kind of gives these men some kind of false hope, I believe, because if you buy my course then you can escape from the matrix. But all it's doing is it's just entrenching you deeper into it, because then you'll realize, oh shit, I was actually not getting anywhere with this. Most people that do it just aren't going to really make a lot of money, and they'll just realize it's like, oh shit, I've just given my money away to this fucking clown, when I could have just actually like put my money into something of value. And it's just people will jump on these things because out of fear and out of just desperation a lot of the time. I am 44, soon to turn 45, and I've seen my age behaving like mum's little boys, expecting everyone to cater to them. I mean, I suppose like that can be the case. I think it's just, you could say it's just there's not been a lot of discipline, and again, going back to not having a proper father figure, and you're getting a lot of these like millennials and Zoomers who are just acting quite just like irresponsible. They need to be taught responsibility, and even if it's a mother, then they need to be able to teach them responsibility. Otherwise, they're going to grow up to become quite entitled. I think is the thing. He makes money, yes, but if you take just the teachings, not the hustlers university, right? But it's just, I don't know, there just seems to be this whole kind of thing of like, women are sluts, but then it's okay for him to be the same thing. There seems to be some like hypocrisy there. It's like two wrongs don't make a right kind of thing. It's like people like Fresh and Fit and all that, and it's like, you get these type of people that are like, oh, women's body count, it's his life, but it's very kind of, it's just that when they're promoting that to people, very hypocritical of him, I think, and just a lot of these people in general in like the red pill space who are like complaining about women being sluts, but then they're going about sleeping with all these women, and it's like, that's not true for all women, just as not all men are bad. What's not true about women, and about the whole like all women are sluts thing, it's like, yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. The same Western women. It's like not all Western women even. Like, I think the problem is if you're in certain areas like big cities, for example, that's where it's going to be the worst. But if you find more of like the kind of, small town women and villages and stuff like that, countryside, what have you, that's more kind of the ones that are more out in the sticks, they're probably going to be more conservative in that way, because they haven't had a lot of that modern influence, you could say. Yeah, it's just, we can't just like generalize everybody and that's what the problem is I find with a lot of these people like Tate and all these people where it just seems like they're kind of, there's a lot of fear mongering going on and trying to just paint everybody with the same brush and kind of like an us versus them mentality. It's just, I don't know. I don't believe it's based on location, it's based on the education given at home too. Yeah, I think there is that, but yeah, it's just you're probably gonna find it easier in more kind of more laid back locations where it's not so kind of loose and like kind of, maybe I'm generalizing a bit there, but maybe relocating to like a smaller area might be better than being in somewhere like London, for example, might not be a great idea. Yeah. I agree with what you're saying, Vance. It's just like, yeah. If you can find one in the city, then great. But yeah. Ideally, I'd want one that's like into nature and wants to go out into nature and just kind of be away from society, really. But I find modern society very toxic and a bad influence. Oftentimes, even people's friends can be a toxic influence on them because they only want you to do as well as they do. Kind of like crabs in a bucket. You try to leave the bucket, they'll try to pull you back in. Because they can't leave, so they don't want you to leave. It's kind of like that, Hello, Austin. Good to see you again. How have you been? You all right? It's like I'm not happy. I don't want you to be happy. It's like kind of, narcissistic. It's like the problem is nowadays because people become so kind of self-absorbed. It's like, it's self-care, focus on you, but it's like there's never any kind of like regard for like how you are to other people. Like it's just, yeah. It's like great, focus on you, your mental health and all that, but it's like it could end up, you can end up kind of forgetting about community. And I think actually community can actually be good for mental health and feeling connected and part of something greater than you. So that's the thing really, that it's like when you focus too much on yourself, then that can actually be negative for your mental health, because it's important to have a purpose beyond just you. It's like people are kind of missing the point, a lot of them. They're also focused on self-care and all this stuff, and it's like, it's quite kind of kind of narcissistic, you could say, quite. And you'd say, yeah, we should be doing these things, but when all we're doing is just focusing on ourselves, then it's quite selfish, I would say. It's quite me. Oh, this person isn't serving me. Well, I'm going to just cut them off. Well, it's like always thinking about what you can get out of it instead of what you can give. And it's like, if you can't give anything, then you don't deserve anything in return, So you have to focus on, just like how you see a lot of these modern women, I'm not saying all of them are like this, they're like, oh, I want a man that can do all this stuff for me. And then they're like, well, what can you do for the man? It's like, I just be there. It's like, nah. Because I'm beautiful. And it's like, they've all been kind of conditioned to think, oh yeah, because they put all this makeup on, that means that they can expect the world from the man. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. Because I think the problem is, again, going back to upbringing, they haven't been brought up being taught how they can be a good partner. It's always about, what you should expect from that person. But it's like, instead of just thinking about what you expect from that person, think about what you can offer that person. Because you'll find the right person by being the right person. If you're a toxic person, you're just going to attract another toxic person, aren't you? Of course, some good people attract toxic people as well, if you're a bit kind of naive perhaps, and you're not, you don't sense all these red flags and what have you. But yeah, you have to just kind of look at yourself, what makes you deserve that person. Just the same with men as well. You have these incel types who are they have a really toxic personality, that they're very entitled, and so it works both ways. Yeah, you gotta ask yourself, what makes me think that I have what it takes. So if you've got a good personality and you take care of yourself, then yeah, you. But anyway, yeah, I hope everyone's had a good day today. So a freaking sponsored thing for AG1. Fuck off AG1. It's some fucking bullshit. It's not even really that helpful, is it? I mean, you'd actually be better off just getting a multivitamin. Oh yeah, it's AD off now, yeah. I'm happy being single. I don't think I would make a good partner, way too independent, so I don't look for a relationship. Well, yeah. I guess it's just I don't know if it's a kind of, maybe there's a defense thing in there where it's because you've been betrayed, where it's your kind of psyche will kind of just be just kind of check out of that really, and just kind of but yeah, a lot of men want to actually find someone who's actually not independent, and yeah, they want to feel wanted, not needed. There's not, it's codependency is not good, but really highly desired and appreciated. Because when men don't feel like that, that's when oftentimes maybe that could be when some men cheat, actually, that when they're actually you gotta think of things from a man's perspective as well. People going about, like that cheating and stuff like that. But it's like, if a man isn't getting what he wants and needs in the relationship, then it goes back to the whole like OF thing, and oftentimes maybe these women are not being good enough partners. Now, it might not always be the woman's fault. Maybe he just isn't worthy of that, but we have to understand it from both people's point of view. Might be, but I'm sorry, it takes a lot to learn to be accountable in front of someone else after I made my own decisions for over 20 years. Yeah. Usually the age is 28 to 33 when people start to settle in with family and business, etc. Well, I'm 29 now, so I'm getting to that age where it's kind of, I'm starting to think about like, maybe I should be trying to settle down with somebody soon. Like, it's like I'm going to be 30 soon. It's like, time's ticking, because you gotta think like, by the time if I have kids when I'm, like, say, in my 40s, by the time they've grown up, I'm going to be like 60 plus. It's not really, and then it's like, by the time you're a grandparent, you could be almost 70 or even 80. So like, yeah. Not me trying to diss men, just saying who I am. Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, it's just trying to find a woman that's actually a bit like submissive, and like, not saying that she has to be like, I'm not saying that I want to like control her or like dominate her in that sense or like whatever, but like being able to take the lead, and like she would respect my kind of role, and I would respect her role as being like in her kind of feminine and all that. But yeah, we all have our part to play, and yeah. But if people can do it all on their own, that's great. But yeah, but for some people, it's good to have that person to kind of be close to, and yeah, it's like, yeah, you can make friends and all that, but there's a different kind of connection there, isn't there, when it's like something romantic, isn't it? But yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. It's all about mutual respect, and yeah, respecting each other's boundaries, and yeah. Otherwise, you just get what you deserve, really. It's like what you expect. If you don't respect the other person, then why do you expect them to bend over backwards for you, Like, they don't owe anything to you when you're just going to be like a slob. So understand, like, if like a man just plays video games all the time, then that can be bad. But so it all comes down to like moderation when it comes to things like that, I would say. And anyway, I hope everyone's had a good day. I'm gonna probably get off soon. It's almost 10 p.m. So a woman truly loves and respects her husband. She will submit to him and protect him as a lioness if anyone tries to diss him. Yeah, that's it. Like, they should be there to kind of strengthen each other and to complement each other, and yeah. But unfortunately, people try to see it as like some kind of transaction, like it's just, there's just no kind of passion there. It's just like, yeah, I don't like that. It's yeah, things have become too much about like instant gratification as opposed to building something for the long term. yeah, that's it. It's about love and respect, and transparency, and just authenticity, honesty. And say honesty is the best policy. So yeah, just being honest with each other, and open and clear communication. Not holding any secrets, because that's just going to breed trust issues. This is what we have. It's like a lot of trust issues nowadays, and you have to be willing to say something even if it's a bit uncomfortable, because you'll be glad you've done it, because trying to hold things in too long, it's just going to lead to stress. There's going to be trust issues, because like, oh, what are you hiding? It's like, because they're going to sense that something's off with you. If you can't just tell them straight away, like that, oh, such and such is going on in my head right now, and because you should be there to help each other. You should be able to open up to each other, because if you can't do it, then maybe it's just not right. Then it's like you should be able to open up with each other, because if you can't trust to be able to do that with your partner, then it's just it's time to call it quits, I think. Yeah, it's just today's society's just become like, I don't know, people just become weird, become quite secretive, and it's like, what have you got to hide? Oftentimes people cheat, and then if, say, like, someone seems to be a bit kind of odd, then you might be like, have they been cheating? I've been seeing videos of like people getting caught out cheating, and it's like, some people might say, oh, it's not very ethical methods of doing it, but it's like, I don't care. Like, it's like, they've been caught out cheating. That's all they need to know now. They can just like move on with their life, and just have done with that person, because to me that's a break of trust, and it's no, goodbye, have a nice life. Because there's got to be accountability for your actions, and because what you're doing, if you forgive them for their actions, then all it's doing is it's just enabling it, because that, oh, well, actually he forgave me this time, so they might even go and do it again. And once that home social media should be shut down, so the couple can truly communicate. Yeah, the thing is, it's like, they shouldn't really be on social media, like on these public accounts, really, unless it's for like kind of business purposes or something like that. I think, like, for me, it's like, I have a public platform because I'm trying to promote myself and my brand. But if that's not what you're about, then I don't see the point in having a public profile. Like, for example, you'll get someone especially you get a lot of these like women will be like seeking validation off strangers online. Like, why do you need that when you're in a relationship? Because what you're signaling is that the validation you're getting off your guy is not enough. So imagine how that would make that person feel, like that person's love and that validation is not enough for them. You would just feel kind of like useless in that relationship, in that case, that your attention, your validation isn't enough. So these people need to work on themselves first. And sometimes maybe you could say, like, in some cases, self-love and self-care is important, because they need to actually sort their shit out. Like, they need to actually get to a point where they don't need validation of strangers just in order to feel somewhat kind of like decent or whatever. But for some, it's just this drug that they get, like that they can't seem to get enough of. But maybe they need to seek some kind of therapy or something. Because something ain't right if you're in a relationship and you're turning on your Instagram to like public and having 100 guys in your DMs every day, like whilst you're in a relationship. Isn't that kind of like cheating? Because these guys are then going to go message you, even though like you're in a relationship, because that's going to let them think that you're for the taking. And oftentimes what's that balance? Oftentimes what they're doing is they're doing it to try and see if there's a backup that they can get. So it might not be that they're even trying to get validation offline. That could be even more sinister, that they're actually lining up a backup in case their relationship fails. But you shouldn't even be thinking that. Like, you shouldn't be thinking, oh well, yeah, I need to have some backup guy in case this falls apart. It's emotionally opening themselves to a different person. Yeah, exactly. It's a disgrace. Like, yeah, they wouldn't be happy if a guy did it. Imagine, let's say, it's like somehow they can't even like put themselves in somebody else's shoes when it comes to that. It's like, I don't know, a lot of them, I mean, but yeah, it's like they just don't really care. They're just like, it's just I wouldn't be happy with that. But is it really about validation or whatever, like when it comes to needing validation, or is it they're looking for a backup option? Even if they just like ghost the guy, but what they're doing is just kind of like, it's like they're trying to test the waters with different guys to see if like, oh, actually this one might be all right as a backup in case this falls apart. So they're kind of like this half in, half out of the relationship thing, making the guy think that she's in love with him when really she's not fully invested. Because if you're fully invested in it, you do not need to be talking to anyone else like that. But when they've got all these guy friends, it's quite, yeah. It's like, what are they doing with all these guy friends? Like, why do they need all these? It's almost like they're, whether they realize it or not, it's like they're lining them up as backups in case it goes wrong. Because oftentimes what will happen is somebody gets out, like a woman gets out of a relationship with a guy, a week or two later, even less than that, even a few days later or a day or two later, she's already with somebody else. Whereas a guy, oftentimes, he can go for months or even years without getting anybody, because, yeah, oftentimes he doesn't have any options. Okay, Racer. So, yeah, oftentimes men do not have any options at all, or they're just kind of, yeah, this is the thing, like that even a lot of attractive guys, they don't have options, or just very few options. But yeah, even average to below average women, and I'm talking a bit like, I know it's getting a bit shallow here, but we're just talking like in terms of physical attraction here, that average looking women on average get way more options than even good looking men. Because there's a lot of men that will thirst over them. Now, it doesn't mean that they want all those men though, but it just shows you the imbalance in the dating market. What happens both ways? What do you mean? I'm talking like a lot of men do not have options, and almost every woman has some options, unless she's absolutely like atrocious looking, and even then she'll probably have some options. She should probably just, is entitled and thinks that she can do better. So in a lot of cases, oh God, Ohio, yeah. So what happens both ways? You're saying? I didn't really want to like keep dragging this topic out, but it's not only women that have backups. Yeah, I mean, it can happen with men, but like, yeah. But then it's like, even if men have backups, is that they're not as likely to just like be able to just jump ship, at least not straight away. Because like, men tend to be easier in a sense of like, as long as they find you attractive, they'll just kind of drop everything for you. Whereas a lot of like these women now are like, they're gonna have to like, kind of, yeah. It's just, I don't know, but yeah. So like they're kind of, they have these backups and like, unless she's like really kind of into him, then yeah. And given the man/woman ratio, there are way more women than men on the planet. All right, where's your? Isn't it like 51 to 49 or something like that? Let's see what the ratio is. So I'll fact check that. It's not like a huge difference in terms of like the population, I don't think. What says most countries have a female share of the population between 49 and 51%. So yeah, as of 2024, there are 4,103,612,213, or 4.104 million, or 4.10 billion males in the world, representing 50.28%. So there you go. What's this? Human sex ratio. Blue represents more men, red more women than the world average of 0.1 males to female. What's this? Let's have a look at this. It says the natural sex ratio at birth is slightly biased towards the male sex. It's estimated to be 1.10 or 1.06, or within a narrow range from 1.03 to 1.06 males per female. But obviously there is a caveat to that, because just because there's more males at birth, that also men tend to live not as long as women. So that might kind of counter that to a degree, like yeah. So, but yeah, it's generally around like 50-50. Some countries it's going to be a bit more skewed. It obviously depends on things going on. For example, wars, if there's like a lot of wars, or the gender identity, yeah, there is all that bullshit, isn't there? It's generally about 50-50, like, yeah. But it's obviously in some countries, if there's a lot of men dying from wars, then that can skew the statistics more. Or maybe there's a country where there's women being genocided, and then there's less women there. So yeah, I didn't know that it was skewed towards men, that the gender bias. So I didn't know that, but I thought it was about 50-50. But because I remember like in science class that they said it was like a 50-50 split chance or something, but maybe it's a little bit more biased towards men. But like, because like I said, men tend to live about a few years less than women, so you would get less older men around. So if you get me, so yeah, all that snowflake nonsense. Yeah, it's just getting ridiculous. All this like, I'm this identity. I'm, you know, it's to me, it's all just that they need some kind of way of feeling special, and because it's just like I said, it's because people have become so focused on themselves to the point where it's like they start to, you know, identify as a snake or something like that. It's like, you're nothing like a snake. You know, like, it's just ridiculous. Like, they'll be, oh, this is my neo pronoun. I mean, it's like people were not really kind of worried about these things in times of, you could say, when things were more, you know, kind of, you could say adverse, when there was wars more and there was uncertain times. The last thing people would be worried about is their gender. But now, because of, like, obviously social media has played a part. Respect my pronouns, bigot. I know. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. There was this guy, I think he was on TikTok. I say a guy, but he's a woman, and gets really offended when they misgender him. But to me, it's all just the victim points, isn't it? But people have started to call him out, or her. It's like, I can't help but see it as a guy, because he's still got male features in some ways, like his voice or her voice. It's like, I don't know, like, to me it's like, I don't know, you're still never going to be completely a woman, because you have XY chromosomes. That's like, there's things that you can try to, like, change so much about yourself, but at a fundamental level, you still are male. And the thing is, they get, like, in a frenzy whenever you try to ask them what is a woman or what is a man, because they can't answer you. They'll be like, oh, like, how dare you ask that question or something, and oh, that's a loaded question or something. It's like because they know that you're going to try and kind of, like, be like, got you, kind of thing. It's like they start getting into defensive mode. So they start freaking out and getting all emotional, because they haven't got a logical argument. Yeah, she's all right. I was joking with my daughter about her meeting someone. She will ask, so where you owe it is a man/woman. Oh yeah, it's just getting wild, isn't it? All this gender identity stuff. But I hope it's just going to be a thing that will die out, because hopefully people just get so fed up of it. It's like, you know what? I don't care anymore. Yeah. I have noticed a thing, like, in the neurodivergent community, where it's like, it seems to be quite popular to have one of these kind of fringe kind of identities. So it could be partly down to that. I'm on the autism spectrum, and it's like, I've seen, yeah, some people into that seem to be have some quite fringe things. Like, for example, there was this guy who I was talking to, and he's like a polyamorous, and he keeps on having to bring it up all the time, like it's his special interest or something. Hi, Joe Brogan. They get very mad too. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's it. Like, they get emotional because it's like you're a threat to their identity. But it's like, you have to be comfortable in your identity to a point where no matter what anybody says, it doesn't matter. Oh, you're invalidating my my reality, but you should be so secure in your reality that nothing that anybody says will bother you. It's like if someone says you're a woman and you're a man, it's like I'm a man, but okay, you think what you think. It's like if they can just be like that and just like not make a scene of it, and but they expect the majority to cater and bend to their illusion. I know. Yeah, there was some like ugly things going on at these pride parades and stuff. It used to be about like, liberating, like the well, the LGB part of things anyway, but it turned into like, where it became more about like the trans community and all that. And I heard something about like lesbians actually were getting ostracized and they felt kind of left out of that community. So yeah, it's just a real mess. A lot of them being degenerates and being hypersexual oftentimes around children. Just really not appropriate, is it? A lot of us were called names at school, at some point in school. If you can't rise above it, that says more about you. Yeah, exactly. It's about building strength of character, and what doesn't kill you should make you stronger. But I think some of them just want the victim points and just like, yeah, I was misgendered in a way. Now I'm gonna make a TikTok about it. Today I was misgendered. They said I was a man. Now they say that I'm wearing makeup. Surely they see that I'm wearing makeup, that means I'm a woman. They're invalidating my feelings. Please, everybody, just validate my feelings. Please don't misgender me in the chat, please. And shout out to Dylan Mulvaney. What an inspiration. Bud Light for the win. This should not be around kids. No, absolutely. Yeah, especially when you got these creeps just being like, we'll convert your children and all this kind of weird shit. Like, who the fuck do they think they are? Trying to like, be around these impressionable children. No wonder you've got children with gender dysphoria, because they keep seeing all this stuff. They may be like homosexual, but then they think, oh, maybe I'm the other gender, because maybe they have some like, it's like they're not stereotypically masculine or something, so then they're like, so that makes them a woman. It's like, just because so is that what they define as a woman? Just because you do kind of masculine things, that means that you're not a woman anymore. It's just, I mean, yeah, you're a woman as a sex, the sex of you is a woman, but your gender is it's just all really confusing, isn't it? Like trying to change up the meanings of words. And my daughter had a classmate that's still trying to find her place in this world. Yeah. they let them use the women's bathroom in America too. Yeah, it's just sick, isn't it? I don't know if that has that started to happen here, but if it is going to do, then they need to stop it. But yeah, that is just because it's just going to like get a lot of like pervs. It's like you get these people are get concerned about like prisons when you've got like biological men going into women's prisons. Like, hello, Schizosis, how you doing? Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Good to see you again. I hope you're well. So you've got like these, yeah, you got these biological men who could just like knock all of these women out, basically. Going into these prisons, it's a threat. You know, they could be like freaking, yeah, just like do bad shit to them, and it's already happened, I believe, isn't it? Like, but oh, that's bigoted. It's like when you try to actually like look out for people's welfare, because oftentimes there's like maybe it might just be a petty crime or something like that, but they're in with a bunch of like rough kind of people who, you know, and sometimes maybe people are also wrongly convicted as well. So you might get some woman that's been jailed wrongly, then be like subjected to. I know this is a bit of an extreme example, but yeah, they put puberty blockers. It's just, yeah, I think it's just fucked up. Like because they're not old enough to be able to make these choices, I don't think, but they're saying, oh well, it prevents them from having to like mutilate parts of their body when they get older, because they can just delay puberty. Well, yeah, but these things oftentimes cannot be reversed. If you get them on the blockers, then it's like, but they don't even know what they want to do at that age. When they're like 11, 12 years old, or even less. Some of them aren't even 10 years old yet. And they're like already kind of like thinking about doing this shit to themselves. And it's like, what kind of parents are going to let them do this shit? It's like they're not at an age where they can actually rationally think about these things. Because I remember there was like this like podcast thing, and they were like talking about, oh, we should get them on, you know, like, because they were saying, oh, like about these, you know, these biological men in women's sports, and it's like, well, it's like, yeah, but that means we should be getting them on the puberty blockers, so then then it's like fair then, but it's like, no, like, because they're just being kind of like groomed a lot of the time. They're like, it's like they're watching all this crap online saying, oh, we'll convert your children, and they're trying to validate these delusional ideas in their head. I guess the balanced take would be to lower the age for smoking and getting tattoos. Yeah, that's it. Like, and even age of consent then, you know? And the thing is, though, there is actually some of these fucking degenerates who actually want to do that. They're like, oh, well, actually, maybe we should lower the age of consent to 13 or even lower. It's like, because it's like, it's just like logically inconsistent to think that someone could make a life-changing... Yeah, exactly, Joe. It's sick. Hello, Walking with Goldie. How are you doing? What's up? It's just absolutely sick. It's just, it's perverted. And what kind of parents would be like? It goes back to like, it's like I said with these, that when they have these kids, not kids, but like their kids have grown up and then they're doing OnlyFans. Like, what kind of parents have like brought them up to be like that? Now, I know sometimes they've tried their best and they still turn out like that, but I think a lot of the times we have to look at what are these people actually doing, like, you know, to actually bring up these kids like that.
to become disgraceful. Yes, it is, but what is sad is they're going behind their parents' back. Yeah, I think that's the problem. But the thing is, though, there's this like OF star who. Well, you're on about going behind their parents' back. You're on about the whole trans thing, or are you talking about the OF stuff? Like with this freaking Lily Phillips, you might have heard about this woman who slept with 100 men in 24 hours. And you can tell, like, at times there was, like, cogs were turning, but she still tried to justify it in her own head, like, there's, like, some cognitive dissonance going on there, where it's like, she knows that what she's doing is wrong, but still continue to do it anyway. So it's like, can you really have any sympathy for her when it's like, she's doing it to herself. She's just continued to do it. She didn't have to do it if she didn't want to do it. So she's just like, it's like these like empowered but victims at the same time. It's like you can't have it both ways. You can't be so empowered and all that, but then act like you're some victim at the same time. It's just yeah, those things are mutually exclusive. That's disgusting. I heard about her. She knew what she was doing. Yeah, exactly. And what's worse is that she's planning to do 1,000 next year in one day. 1,000. So she's literally gonna have to like get one guy in for like just over a minute. I think about a minute and a half, because what's like 1,440 minutes divided by if you work out like how many minutes that is, like divided by 1,000, you get 1.44 minutes. So that's only about 1 minute 20 something when you do the maths. So yeah, I know for a fact my daughter was 11 and I allowed her to go to a sleepover. The other girl was hiding social media from her parents and meeting 25-year-olds at the mall. Fucking hell. Yeah, this is just like fucked up, isn't it? So how are they hiding social media from their parents? I think that they shouldn't be letting them on social media at that age at all. But how are they going to hide it from them? Unless they get a secret phone or something like that, but... Yeah, anyway, I'm going to do some of the crunches now, so yeah. I'll just do a set of these right now. I'll just move it a bit. All right. My daughter came home, told me everything, and I talked to her mum. They had a password-enabled separate account on her tablet. At age 14, she ran away from home and got married. Fucking hell. Law just passed here, no under 16s on social media. Oh, yeah. So how are they able to enforce that, though? Like, how does that work? Jamie, I have a challenge for you. Eat a crunchy whilst doing crunches, alright. Okay. So yeah, how are they gonna do that? Is it some like kind of that they need some kind of ID verification or something like that? But they might still find some workaround, I don't know, but I suppose they can only do so much. But yeah, it's I do think that like the young people should probably be not on these things, especially things like Snapchat. There's a lot of predators on these apps. I didn't allow social media for my daughter until it was legal for her to have it. Yeah, because like with what is it, Facebook, it's like I remember that it was supposedly like you shouldn't be going on it until you're 13 or whatever, but yeah, there was loads of people going on it younger than that. You don't really get a lot of young people on Facebook anymore, do you? I think it's because it's like associated with like not older people, but like I suppose relative to them now. But yeah, but like yeah, I guess it just they don't see it as cool to be on Facebook because all these new apps would come out and then they just jump on that bandwagon or whatever of like, oh, let's all go to this new app because that's where all the cool kids are at. But because it's like full of kids on, say, like Snapchat, a lot of these predators are gonna use that as like it's like it's kind of they almost see it as like a freaking school playground or something, like an online school playground. That was a threat, never needed to apply it. What's that? If she didn't obey, I changed her phone into a button phone, right? Yeah, just yeah, that's it. You know, like they can just have a shitty phone then that doesn't do much. Yeah, but then you could say, well, they could just get access to another phone or something. But I suppose it'd be pretty obvious if they had a like a second phone that was actually like what they were using for social media. But then again, they could be like hiding it in the room or something, and because oftentimes they'll just be kind of like go hide in the room all day, and that's there they could be getting up to all kinds of shit. So yeah, but yeah, monitoring them would be kind of like key. You know, if they're young, if they're like quite young, then their activities should be monitored. I think like if they say they're on certain apps like social media, then they should be seeing what they're up to and might be like, oh, that's infringing on the privacy. Well, they're at an age where that's like that shouldn't really matter. Like it's better to know that they're safe than give them privacy. It's like no, with this single mom living in a small studio apartment with her, well, yeah, that's true, yeah, because that could be a benefit of like, yeah, having a small place and it's you can't hide, you can't hide when it's like a small little place. You can run, but you can't hide, you know. But yeah, I'd definitely be like giving a lot of discipline and keep them away from any toxic shit. Keep them away from toxic circles. Ideally, I'd want to be somewhere out the way a bit, somewhere quiet, more in the countryside where there's not a lot of bad influences. Like I was saying earlier, as you get more into like the cities is where a lot of the degenerate shit goes on and bad influences really. So it's important to bring them up in the right environment so there's less of that. But obviously disciplining them right is good as well. But there needs to be good values instilled in them and good people around them. They say that you're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So if they're around bullies, they're more likely to become a bully. If they're around people with toxic habits, where they're drinking, the smoking, they're more likely to join in, maybe peer pressure or just kind of like, just because like they just mirror whatever the other people are doing. So either way, it's just, yeah, you gotta keep them safe. Anyway, yeah. I was Goldie. Yeah. What were we saying? Oh yeah, Vamps. Is Vamps there? I don't see Vamps, but what's going on? Vamps. Hang on. Oh, is walking with gold. Oh, it's you. You've changed your name, right? Okay, I got a bit confused there. I thought you was like somebody else then or something, but yeah, it's confusing when people change their name and then they don't. I don't know. Maybe I missed it, but oftentimes people change their name and then they don't say it. I said that I'll come in with the main one. Oh, really? All right. Yeah, I must have like missed that comment. So I've seen that account before. Yeah, walking with Goldie. I think I've seen you in what's it? Yeah, in Yogi's live. Have I seen you on Jace's live before? Yeah, I missed Jace's live before, but yeah, definitely tune into his live on Sunday. He's got one with Jesse Pollack. Yeah. Eric McCarthy. Oh yeah. Do you watch Jesse Pollack? Well, he's like this proper like fitness freak guy. He does like stuff every day pretty much. There's another guy called D-Bird. It's called Men of Action, the channel name. But yeah, thing is, he's quite, I don't know, he seems a bit judgmental and kind of like, he was saying, oh, if someone's doing fitness, private fitness sessions, then they're a grifter. It's like, I don't know, I think that's a bit harsh. It's like, people are just trying to make their living, If they can make their living doing something they enjoy and they're providing some value, then I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, they're doing the private live and they're interacting with their fans and they're getting some value from that. I don't see anything wrong with that. I find that a bit kind of, I don't know, it's a bit, I tend to find that a lot of these religious people can get a bit judgmental over things like that it's like, well, we all have to make money in this world, we're in a money makes the world go round. It's like, we have to make our living somehow. Would you rather that someone did that for their living or work some fucking job that they don't necessarily want to do? We're all trading our time, for money. So in some way, like, why not do it doing something you actually want to do? So yeah, I don't follow those two. I guess I didn't lose anything. I think Jesse Pollack's all right. I think he seems pretty sound, and yeah. But yeah, the other one, I don't know. I mean, he's good for like the motivation and stuff like that, but yeah. But he always like the other one, D-Bird. He always tries to bring religion into it, and yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't really understand like the dissing people being like, oh, they're grifters and all that, and then you try to go on about, oh, I donated all this money that I made from a live. I don't know. Some people like to feel like they're on some kind of like moral high ground or something like that. That's kind of what it seems like. That is like kind of, oh, I'm better than these people because I just do this for free. I donate the money to charity. It's like, I don't know. The fact that he even said that he donated money to charity, I don't know. It just seemed like he was trying to, like I said, take the moral high ground and be like, I'm better than these grifter guys, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know with some of these people. Yeah. Well, that's it. To each their own. Yeah. Serious question. What do you think about the vax? Yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute. I follow plenty of fitness channels. Yeah. I know you were saying you're not really like dead into fitness, like, but like you like to just kind of, well, you're quite active with your job. So as long as you're keeping active and you're fit and healthy, then that's all that matters, really. And yeah. Hi, Mia. Don't know if I pronounced that right, but yeah. So the vaccines, I think that, I mean, it's just a lot of bullshit, to be honest with you. I think, like they promoted them as being safe and effective when later on it turned out to not be the case, and that people would be getting all these kind of weird symptoms from it in some cases, and in a lot of cases they were getting more sick than they were from the virus. So a lot of people were like, yeah, I don't know, but it was kind of like kind of disappointing when I overheard some people yesterday. I think it were, I was in the shop and I was like, I think it was some like old couple, but I understand that they might be still a bit kind of frightened of it or something, but they were like, oh, I've just got my COVID jab. It's like, oh, are people really still bothering with that shit? Like, I don't know. I mean, I get, they're older or whatever, but even say, even if you're older, it's like, we're at a point where it's like, and the thing is, it's that it's not really gonna give you much protection over your natural immunity. I don't think it's like your natural immunity is going to be the strongest immunity against it, and there's even some evidence that suggests that it might even be weakening your natural immunity. So, like, I don't know. I don't mind supporting people. Yeah, that's fair enough. It's good to support people who are putting out a positive message and they're inspiring and motivating people. Oh, that's CNN. So what are your thoughts, Eddie? I just think it's all, I just hated how they were trying to gaslight people and to try and guilt trip people into taking something that's really experimental, that hasn't gone through the right safety trials. It's just trying to gaslight people to say, oh, well, we need to do this because there's this really super deadly virus that mainly it's immunocompromised people that are getting severe illnesses from, but it's like, oh, we need everyone to take it because, oh, if you don't take it, then you're going to be putting someone else at risk. And it turned out that even if you do take the jab, that you can still spread it. So, and we all knew this. We all knew that the virus will just mutate into something else. So then the jabs are pretty much going to be virtually pointless at that point, because especially with these spike proteins, because you're only targeting a small part of the virus, that's mutated quite quickly. But when you're getting the virus, you're actually getting the whole thing. So then your immune system will recognize the virus as a whole, not just some spike protein. That's if people actually believe. I know like some people don't believe in the virus. I do actually think there is something going around. I do believe that there is viruses. There are common cold viruses, flu viruses, and other like respiratory type of viruses going around. And it's like another one of those things that there's mutations of things going around all the time. So they sometimes they turn into something a little bit different, and it somewhat kind of is able to evade your natural immune response. That's why sometimes when it gets you might get a bit of sniffles and stuff like that, but you have some immunity that's protecting you against severe illness. So yeah, it's just whenever you get something that's a bit unusual, then that tends to be when you get more sick. So it all depends on how similar that virus is to things that have been, well, it already recognizes. So yeah, it was crazy, and I fell for it. Got my 2 jabs after that. They discriminated against my daughter, and I had my fill. What do you mean I had my fill? The way that they were trying to like kind of encourage people to like basically like fire people if they didn't take it, and it's like, oh, if you don't get the jab, then you can't work here. It's like, that is unfair dismissal. That's like, it's kind of like the whole mask bullshit, isn't it? Like the whole masking situation's a joke as well. Like people are like, oh, well, it's to protect others. Well, it turns out that it's not very effective at protecting others. And it's like, you need to do it to feel safe, whatever, but like, you shouldn't expect everyone else to do it. So it's a very narcissistic kind of, again, going back to the whole kind of me. It's like, everyone's got the right to do what they want to do. You could argue if people are, like these old people are thinking, oh, well, this person's wearing a mask so I can be around them, it could be lulling them into a false sense of security. Because that's what happened when people started masking up. They started like getting close to each other because they thought, oh, well, it's, you know, these masks are supposed to work really well, so we don't need to social distance anymore. So it's kind of funny how people just kind of threw all that out. Yeah. So here I'm not allowed to donate blood because I'm V against C. Yeah, I've heard about that, like, because you have this like tainted blood now because the spike protein's in there, and it's like it could be for God knows how long. I've heard this thing though, but have you heard of a thing called nattokinase? And what else was there? Bromelain. I've heard some word about those 2 things. So whether you've had the virus or the jab. Hello, Jeremy. I know it's German. They're going to have some rave parties in Germany. I'm going to listen to some Scooter. Yeah, anyway. So yeah, basically I was just saying that, the spike protein, I don't know how true it is, but I've heard it's been shown in vitro at least to deactivate the spike protein. Maybe it might be worth looking at methylene blue actually for that. I'm not sure. Maybe that I've heard the methylene blue can help with the long haul symptoms. So yeah. So yeah, if ever anyone's like dealing with any kind of like long lasting symptoms, whether it's from the jab, whether it's from the virus, then that might help with it possibly. With like the mitochondrial function and all that, so it might be worth having a look at whether it can actually get rid of the spike protein and whether methylene blue could do that. I don't know, but it's just I've been hearing stuff about methylene blue and the numerous different health benefits that it's got. So the one of them is the brain fog. A lot of people take it for brain fog. So if you've got brain fog, then you might want to look into methylene blue. It can help give you that kind of like rejuvenate your cells, give you more energy. It's said to help to reduce the effects of like breathlessness at high altitude, where it's like, because it helps with the electron transport chain, can help you feel more energized. So it might be good for people with, say, like COPD and asthma and stuff like that, where they've got compromised lungs and they struggle to breathe and all that. They might help them to have more energy, even with less oxygen, so they can still function and they're not getting out of breath so much. So that might be something worth looking into. I was actually thinking maybe whether if it could actually help with things like pneumonia because of like the because if like they can actually decrease inflammation, and also there's the fact that they might not need as much oxygen, so even when their oxygen saturation is quite low, when they have a pneumonia or something like that, then possibly that could help them to stay alive and get over it quicker. So yeah, it might be something worth looking into, but in fact I might look into it now and see if there's anything about its possible on pneumonia. Let's have a look. Bear with me a second. So yeah. So yeah, I can't really find much on it, but people are saying it can help with COVID. But yeah. Hello, Matrix Man Adventures. How are you doing? You alright? Welcome in here. Have I seen you before? How's it going anyway? Make sure you like the live, people. Share the live and subscribe if you're new. If you're listening to Hailer at the moment, we're checking out what's Hailer. Oh, it's a Christian song. Oh, Matman. Oh, really? Okay, been a while. Yeah. Do you still do your yeah. Yeah, I just remember like there was this guy like 1111 called, but I remember you two fell out or something, and I don't know if you don't talk to each other, do you? We do live karaoke still. Oh yeah. Alright.
that's but yeah, it's been a long time, yeah. What a blast from the past. Do you know Goldie? Oh yeah, you know each other. Oh cool. Yeah, how is like everyone kind of like, yeah. It's kind of like come full circle now, isn't it? Oh, Hailer's a singer on YouTube. Alright, okay. Oh cool. They unsubscribed your other channel. Oh yeah. Yeah, like I had a channel and then I got rid of it. I had a... What do you mean, who's unsubscribed my other channel? What are you talking about here? But yeah, you're still doing your karaoke, I see, yeah. Yeah, just remember like old times of like, yeah, man in the building, yeah. Yeah. Alright, yeah. Nice to see you, yeah. That was like my impression of him, because I remember there was this guy and we were both like doing an impression of him. They hide many cool channels from me, but you just got rid of it. Yeah. I just like deleted my old one. It was just kind of like, yeah, I got a bit kind of like, I had a channel where, well actually, I lost one of my channels, like one of them got terminated, and then one of them I just deleted because I just got fed up with it and kind of just, yeah. Because I was going to just go over to like another platform and then, yeah. And it was all just about like conspiracies and shit, and I was like, I don't know, I just kind of like, yeah. It was just not really working out for me, but yeah. One of my old ones got terminated, but that was like a few years ago, about 3 years ago or so. I had an old one that got terminated, and then because like, I think I was talking about something to do with the COVID treatments or something like that, and what you said, I know who was harassing it. Were you on about people from that group or something? Like, what's going on with that? Oh, is the Yogi live? Oh yeah, he's live. Oh no, he's not live. Oh yeah, he is live. Hang on. Yeah, we can go over there in a bit. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, YouTube. Oh, you mean YouTube was harassing it? You mean like, I don't know. But, let's have a drink. You just got these like trolls and whatever. You're always going to get these people, but it's been only 2.5 years since I've been active on YouTube. Yeah, so you haven't even been on as long as I have. So yeah, yeah, I've seen like a lot of people come and go, and I've even seen a lot of people die. Well, not seen them die, but like heard stuff about people dying, like people dying from cancer and shit like that. It's just sad. Watch it on TV, so I can't comment now. It's okay. But yeah, we'll go over to Yogi's live in a minute, I think. Yeah, he's got a cool channel over there, but yeah. It's good to see you, Batman, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see you again, but some of the old people started to come back again, like Squirrel, Sniper, and yeah. It's kind of like the good old days, isn't it? When you see like the old people start to rejoin. I have my channels for a while, but I didn't text or enter into any live streams, right? Yeah, some people can be a bit shy at first, and then they just kind of watch in the background, I suppose. But it's nice if people can just say hello, but I suppose sometimes people feel like they're obliged to then become part of the conversation or something, and sometimes people just want to not have to bother with that. So come sing later, bro. I mean, maybe I could one day, actually. I do a bit sometimes, but yeah. Yeah. There's that song. What is it? What is it called? Louis Armstrong. What a wonderful world. Is it? What is it? Is it? The grass is green. The sky is blue. What could that mean for me and you? Yeah, that's very like gravelly kind of voice, and it's very unmistakable. My dad passed away almost 2 years ago, and that's when I got way more active. Yeah, because it's like you find it like a way to kind of cope with that. I suppose kind of like gives you a way to kind of like escape from that, and just oftentimes people can like ruminate and kind of think about all the times, and it just kind of gives you like a community of like support. And yeah, I tend to find that my mental health is better when I'm around a group of people that I enjoy and have something in common with. Just you feel like you're part of a tribe and you're not lonely. Loneliness can really be quite lead to depression and just a sense of isolation and even anxiety in cases where you feel like a sense of uncertainty and just like insecurity that you don't have. You try to kind of fall back on, like, yeah. He passed away and I was relieved. What you mean? It was my refusal to dream with him. And about like, what do you mean dream with him? Do you mean like it was at the end where he was like, you mean as in like, did he have like dementia at the end or something like that? Or what was the... Found out the other day, Hey Joe by Jimi Hendrix is a cover. Oh no. And like, yeah, it can be a bit disappointing when you find out that, I suppose it could be a bit disappointing when you find out that a song that you liked was actually a cover, and it was, it's like, oh well, it is what it is, it's like, yeah. But, yeah. But it's like someone could like make it their own though. It's like they can, you know, sometimes that someone can make a cover and still make it like it's their own song, like not trying to just copy it straight up. They're putting their own style on it. So I didn't have to see him in real life, so I refused to allow him in my dreams. What do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying here. Like, how can you say you was like relieved when your own father died? Was it that? I don't really understand that. I stay up to exhaust myself to avoid dreaming. I don't know, but I don't know, but you mean like it was quite you was in like it was always more foxy, right? Yeah, it's like when it's at the end, it can be quite you didn't have one of the best, so yeah, fair enough. Like, you mean in terms of like trauma or something, having fears there that like, yeah, I suppose like can be more settled now, I suppose, when you're, you know, that like the person that was supposed to be there for you, and then yeah, if there was any like abuse or anything going on, then you can, yeah. Hi McQueen, I don't know, who's McQueen, Lightning McQueen. Yes, a lot of trauma. Yeah. Obviously, you don't need to get into any details here, but yeah, I come to realize that so many people have been through a lot of shit. You know, people I talk to online, a lot of them have been through some really bad stuff in their life, and it's like it puts things into perspective, because what you've been through is not, you know, kind of like a unique situation. It's like a lot of people have been through similar things, so it can give you a sense of like kind of. This is why I think community can be good, because it can make people feel like they're not alone. There's this kind of like almost it kind of sense of relief from that, like that. It's like, oh well, at least I'm not alone. It built character and backbone in me. Well, that's it. You gotta always see the silver lining in everything that has happened. That you've gotta think, well, actually, at least I've now built character up, because without that experience, then maybe it wouldn't have made you the person that you are today. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So I'm gonna call it a night. It's like 11 p.m. right now here, but yeah. But I'll, yeah, mate, yeah, Matt man, are you still there? But yeah, I'll just go and like subscribe to him actually, but yeah. And stronger and better for it, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's what it is. You gotta be like grateful for what's ever happened, even if in that moment it was really bad, and just kind of appreciate it for what it is. That like what and was it? Which one was it? Life of Brian was like, always look on the bright side of life. You know, that kind of trying to see it kind of from a positive point of view rather than negative. That can't stand snowflakes. Yeah, because of the victimhood. Like, oftentimes they haven't been through anything nearly as bad as what you've been through, but yet you don't sit and complain all day. They complain over something quite trivial like being misgendered. Then someone's been through hell and they just try to get on with life. It's kind of an insult to those that have been through. I know it can be quite offensive to those that have been through real trauma, that it's like, yeah. But yeah. But I'm gonna yeah, get going, I think. So yeah, everybody take care. I'll see you all tomorrow. All right, peace out. Bye.